Drag for me, I see it less as a character and more as an extension of my identity. It's kind of like aspects of me that are dialed right up. I have been doing drag since I was a kid. I didn't necessarily like dressing up with makeup and heels. It's painful and it's time consuming. But the more I performed, the more I realized what I was trying to do was connect with audiences, to talk about stories and access my own biographical information. So in some ways, I sort of think of drag as therapy. It's just a lot cheaper. My name's Samuel Townsend. I'm a visual and performing artist, and I have a character called Venus Mantrap who's about to launch into a show called Valley of the Molls. Valley of the Molls is a coming-of-age tale set in the Tuggeranong Valley that really explores the angst and awkwardness of adolescents during the 90s. It's divided into a series of vignettes or monologues, which then segue into music that I lip sync to. And the soundtrack is a series of songs that I've curated from female artists that I listened to when I was growing up in the 90s. Growing up in Tuggeranong was difficult. I wasn't an out kid, I was just different. I don't think fondly of my time growing up there, but I also think that my time there pushed me to explore my creativity and my resilience. I think it's really important to look back with time and perspective and try to make sense of these happenings. Through the right lens, it can be funny and tender and full of love.
The show opens next Friday, which is just a bit more than a week away. Chris is busy transforming the space into what will be the set for the fortnight that the show runs.
Valley of the Molls is being produced by the Tuggeranong Arts Centre. It was important for me to stage this production in that space because it is in the heart of Tuggeranong and the story is very much about Tuggeranong as a place. Venus Mantrap is a character that grapples with feminine and masculine, so I don't assign gender to Venus as an identity. Venus sort of marches to the beat of their own drum.
This is the opening night, and I'm putting my face on and trying to find a bit of a center. I feel a little bit discombobulated.
Pre-show is always an interesting time for me.
It's about 30 minutes until the show actually starts, so I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous.
I feel incredibly anxiety riddled before I step out onto any stage.
I'm glad I did that then.
So I typically try to create a kind of quiet space to feel grounded in.
The transformation process starts as soon as I build up the layers, but it's really about that final placement of the wig. I think once that comes on, it's kind of like everything aligns.
As soon as I get onto the stage, I feel completely comfortable.
All right, Tuggers. Venus Mantrap, welcome to Valley of the Molls. How are you?
Once I get that first laugh, it completely evaporates and I feel in control.
We had to move out of our family home in Canberra, which had an above-ground pool, which when I was a kid, I thought that meant we were rich.
I find it really helpful to look back on even the traumatic experiences and try to find light and laughter in them.
When I was in my 20s, I once hurt my back from being slutty. And recently, I sprained a rib from sneezing.
That's especially important when you're asking an audience to enter a space that you're creating. I certainly don't want to bring people too far down. I want to be able to play with that tension and to make people smile and laugh as I'm unpacking these stories.
I've named my resilience Venus Mantrap. Venus is a real mole.
To people that perhaps feel nervous about crossing those certain thresholds, I think it's really important to always challenge yourself and to approach things with an open mind.
Venus has helped me find my steel, because with a mole by your side, almost anything is possible.
With any kind of art, it's always important to leave an experience asking more questions than having answers. If people can hear these stories and perhaps think about even shifting their own perspectives or looking at situations through new prisms and finding their steel the way that Venus has kind of helped me find my strength, I think that'd be great.